Okay, we're back now, and this is what was built out for us. And this is our CRM, where we can add new leads. We can import leads with JSON, and then all our leads will be right here. So let's just do like John Doe test. I like doing that, and his budget is 500, and he did our website form, add lead, and there he is. And if you don't like this format, which I don't like this format, you can change it. And all leads in a table. What else? Add a button for creating leads with the model instead of the form on the page. Same for importing leads. We'll clean this up a little bit. Add some analytics. Let's see, boom. See what that do. That builds that out. We'll be right back. Okay, so here's the updated version. Looks a little better, like how this looks. Add leads here, John Doe, 500. So this looks cool right here. I like how this looks, and you can see the source when it was created, the budget. We can add more, like adding in the lead, just building this up more and more to like for what we need. And look at the code. You won't need to look at the code because what we would do is add module or webhooks so we can add data. And I need to test it. Now, this might be a little tricky actually, just because it might need a backend for this. So I'm not 100% sure it's gonna just populate in here for me, but we're definitely gonna find out. We'll be right back. I need to come over to n8n real quick because I need to trigger as form submission. And what does our form have? Name, email, phone, budget. Name, email, phone, budget. Let me save this because this is going to be the form that we use and push it to our Bolt app. And I'm just going to say form data will be coming from this web. Yeah, so basically, while that's building, this is what I like to do. So we'll come in here, we'll fill out this form, and then once this form is filled out, it should populate into here. Let's see what it says. I figure because it's in the browser. Yep, needs a backend. I knew it was gonna do that. So that's a whole nother thing with adding the backend on here. So there's a backend called Superbase, and it's what these apps like Bolt. It's like another service as a service, a database as a service. DAAS, sort of like a SaaS, a system as a service. Superbase is a database as a service. So let me see here. We need this to work, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna set up Superbase, and since I already have an account, it's already. Let me create a new project. CRM. I'm just gonna give it a password. Create this. You can only have 2 on here for free, and as long as you're using your database every day, I mean not every day, as long as you use it once a week, you're all set. All right, so let's see here. Once Superbase is connected, you basically can use your webhooks. Let's see here. Because it needed a backend to access all this stuff and to work correctly. I need to go more into Superbase actually. It's just this isn't really what I want to do. Let's gonna see if this thing exists. That's weird. That's why I didn't mess with that right now. I know what it is, I'm just not in the right account. But it's connected to the right account right here. But this is not the right account. I gotta log out. Oh no. Is it this one? Yeah, 7 projects here. Holy cow. Nope, it's not this one. See, no, it's not this account. Thought it was this account. It's weird, but okay. Yeah, okay. So this is definitely how the process would be when I be building too. I'd be looking at everything, figuring out how I want to actually put this together. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. You're thinking, talking to yourself, and you're just trying to get your thoughts right. So I do what I want to do. I want to use my n8n workflow to basically submit this. Once this form is submitted, it's going to go straight to the webhook that n8n already gives you the webhook. So I just need that webhook to work with this. And we're just going to keep building from here. It doesn't take too long sometimes, depending on what you're doing. So let's test this. What is this? There's no valid leads. Well, let's see here. Let's go back to n8n and let's fill out this form. John Doe, budget 500. And let's just say website. JSON. Let's copy this. And this is the payload. Let's see. Paste that in there. Test it. Nope. It doesn't like it. That's the payload. Well, I'm pasting this in here. Usually you don't want to do this, but I'm just doing that just to do it. And I want to see what it says in the test. This was their test example. Then I'll paste that in there. And then I say Superbase was connected. Yeah, sometimes when you're building this out, it's just expecting the dummy data. And when you don't give it the exact data, it just errors out. So you have to show what's going on and speak with it. But even so, they're pretty generous. When I go to my description, we've been building. I haven't really been using a lot of tokens. So, like I said, I'm on this plan right here. It's 10 million. They give you 1 million free for the month. So once you upgrade to like 10 million, you already have like 11 million, and you could just go crazy and start building, and you can get your ass up, your front end up, like whatever you're trying to build. That's just basically how you can do it from here. And the more you build, the more it starts getting advanced. And then you start going from a simple basic CRM to you start getting to a more advanced CRM. So this will work now. So let's see. There's the lead right there. Okay, so all right. So is my CRM using the webhook I gave it? Oh, it's not using it. Okay. It's gonna create a web point and hook for me that I didn't have, so I can use my n8n form. And the good thing about this stuff, it will tell you what it needs to do, and then you can just let it do its thing. And I don't really do too much in here. I had looked at the code maybe 1 second one time, but as far as that, I just let it do its thing. When Superbase is connected, as we did, because even if you don't have an account and you press that to connect, it'll help you go through it to create an account very easily. So even like Superbase, before I even learned about it, I was using it before I even learned about it because it's just so easy just to connect it and go back to what I'm doing. Just like how I did it. That's basically how fast it does, trust and believe. You'll connect it, you'll select the project name, put in a password for your database, and then you'll be right back over here watching your app be built. You drink your coffee or have a little sip of some wine or anything, water, tea, whatever your thing is. Sometimes you get these errors, and basically it just says it right here. Does the file exist? So once it's doing whatever it's doing, it's gonna have to just create that file, and that's all. Which that file's right here, it looks like. So maybe it's just probably missing something. Maybe an import. Yeah, fix itself. I have paused the video for a second. Let's see here. It's trying to give me a webhook, but that's not what I wanted to do. So now we need to make a HTTP request. Post that data from here. We need to post that to the webhook that we got from Bolt right here. Yeah, we're gonna post that here. Then headers, and the headers are tells us all the stuff here. We're gonna do content type. That's the awesome thing about this. And I think that might be it. And body form is JSON. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be. You just want to put these fields in there. makes it 100 times easier. Alright, so that's all set. Let's go back to here. Let's save this. Let's rename this actually. Okay. Let's do this again. I'm gonna go with Jane Doe. Same stuff. She has a big budget for what she doing. Submit. Valid JSON. So let's see, what do you don't like? Oh, you don't like these brackets here. Sorry. I know you don't like those brackets. Let's do this again. Jane Doe. Budget. Okay. So it doesn't like this. Yeah, that can't be there. Whatever's going on with that can't be there. Failed to save leads. Yeah, there's gonna be some more to do on here. And this just because this is kind of weird. I have to do some more messing around with this. Give me a second. So it came back to here, pasted the payload in here to see what happens, and it fails in here, even though it passed it when I tried it the first time. So there has to be something weird going on. And it's looking like it has to do with edge case, so maybe there's some type of case sensitivity issue, and we'll figure it out. Alright, so let's try it again. It says fix. There's only one way to know. And I hope I didn't break this too much messing with it, because that's what happens sometimes. You start messing with stuff and... Alright. Let me open this back up, because this data's here. You can still test that. Let me see. Oop, it worked. Okay, so let me go get the bolt. And let's refresh this. Is lead data being pulled? And this is what we would go back to here, because I just did this. This isn't the right one. Need to go here. Log out. You're not gonna give me the right one doing that. is going on here? So here's our test CRM. Let's see here. Creation, database, tables. We have just the leads table. Leads. And here's our lead. Being deal with the 5,000. That was from our automation. But Bolt should be showing us this information actually. I don't think it's being pulled, so we needed to do that. Sometimes you just gotta be like, hey, there's no leads there, buddy. Fix this. We're gonna need to disconnect and then reconnect. Definitely a lead there. Yeah, let's see what happens. Definitely failed to add lead. Of course, there's an error, so I need to fix that. So this will be a little bit more debugging, but we're gonna get this working. Before this tutorial's open, we're gonna get this working. We got n8n working. It's gonna push our leads right into this database that we created, and I'll have this done in less than an hour, I would say, altogether with all the videos. So let's do it. All right, so we're back. We're gonna do John Doe and see if it adds him. Nope, still has issue adding. So we're still working on this problem of adding users, and Bolt needs to fix it, and we're gonna let it fix it. So we're just gonna sit back and wait. Oh. Most of the time, it's something with database or access. Files could be missing. And that's only when you start actually working with real data. When you use the test data just for like showing anybody that stuff works cool, but so you start using the test data, it's gonna take a little bit more time. And let's see here. I have integration, so I'm not worried about what this thing is saying. We're integrated, so all it needs to do is do John Doe. John Doe 600. And did that even go into Superbase? Let's refresh this. Let's see. All right. It's not going in here because of more problems. Full name. Full name. Can't find full name in here. Full name's right there. Full underscore name. Let's see what it's looking for in here. Nope. Camel case. It knew about that, so why are you looking for something you know that's not right? And that's why nothing's showing, because the database in the front end is not matching. So once they just fixed that, the camel case to use full name underscore instead of this camel case. Oh my goodness. Now it's got me ready to look at what's going on in here. Oh, it's about security. All right. So it's not that. Something different. I thought it was that same thing. Security issue. Always look at your problems and let them solve the problem for you. Might take a little bit of time, so I'm just pause this again. Now, when I go through this loop of errors like a few times in a row, now it's time to like copy all this. We're going back to ChatGPT, having database errors and bolt. So I'll usually go into there, like I'll go into bolt. I mean, not bolt. I'll go into Superbase, and where it says like this right here, you could go up in there. But what I usually do is I'll go here, copy this, and then I'll go into the SQL editor, run that. Let's try source law for insert. Back to here. Yep. So instead of burning out my tokens doing it on here, I'll just do it myself because all it is a database issue and it's not a coding issue. So I'm not going to rely on the code to fix that. I'm just going to do it myself. And I'll keep testing it out until it works. Oh, same error. So I'm just going to say there is no off right now. Same error. Yeah, let's try this one right here. Paste that there. And the message that came up is because I'm deleting stuff. And what I deleted was actually this policy if it was there because I'm recreating it. So I just wanted to keep trying this until it works. And this, I don't like this about this because it does this all the time. And it's just so annoying. But once you fix it, it's like super OP, but it just, I don't know why it goes to this sometimes. Sometimes it just has the same error all the time. I deal with it, then eventually I'll just get through it. I'm just gonna say, give me a command where anyone can post. Because that's how it has to be when you're testing. You do all this for testing and then you add the security, but everything has to work first. If none of this works, then what's the point? Didn't work. And I'll stay in this loop until I get it to work. Sometimes all it takes is one command, sometimes it takes a few more. But this is still shorter than the time it took me to build this whole thing out and then start working on this. So that first part was done in seconds. This is the harder part that people may not realize. But once you get it going, you're pretty much all set. So I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna run these. Let me get this out of the way. Put this here. Then we're gonna meet these policies. And one's for allowing public inserts. And this one is allowing public inserts. This one's allow public select. Sorry about that. Hmm. That was a little different error there. I'm not sure where this error came from actually because I wasn't messing with it. So it has to fix itself. Definitely has to fix itself. And look at it's pulling from our database now. So that's awesome. Let's go back to our flow here. Let's do John Doe. John Doe test. John Doe's budget is 600, and we need to make that a drop down. He seen us from Google. Submit. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's go here to the table. Jane Doe. Twice. Oops. Should have been John Doe, not Jane Doe. Let me go back here. Yeah, John Doe. Full name. Why did it put Jane Doe? Oh, back to here. Okay. So we do definitely need to make sure that our automation is picking up the right stuff and not have the wrong stuff in here. So we have to just take care of this. What happened? There we go. Save. So now let's try this again. Let's get John Doe in there. $600 budget, and source is going to be Google. Submit. John Doe. Let's go back here just to make sure. John Doe. Cool. Successfully process one lead. Let's go back to Bolt. Let's refresh this. And there's our 3 leads because I made the second one by mistake. But here's John Doe, his $600 budget. So now our automation works. This is production. So if we wanted to deploy this, we can hit this deploy button and it will build it out, deploy it to Netfly, and then now you're really live. You can give the link out. You don't have to be in here anymore. You get your own link. So here's your link. And just the more stuff you want to do, because basically you still want to be able to edit these. You know, there's no editing. You can add that. The database is connected. So once you make the changes that you need for whatever you want to do, it's going to be awesome. So this is basically how you do it, how you use Bolt, how you can make your own CRM with lead management, and you hook it up with an n8n flow, which this is a very simple flow, which you could just, like I was saying, you give out here, you put it in a web page if you need to, however you want to do it, and you're all set. You're good to go. You have your